XXL Rudicabana, just moments before he shattered the innocence of a children's dance class. Making his way towards the entrance of the Heart Space venue. It's so incredibly heartbreaking to watch these images as in the background music can clearly be heard.
Hello and welcome to you all. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening to you wherever you are listening from around the world. Welcome to the Mr. Freemason channel and thank you for joining me for another live stream. In today's show, we'll be looking at Elon Musk on his Roman salute. We'll also take a look with regards to what the Roman salute is and what it represents. We'll also be taking a look at the American and Egyptian link with regards to symbolism and numbers that are around you. We'll also take a look at the Asda attack that happened the other day, and also Axel Rudicabana and the 23rd, as well as the 25th of January. So they're the topics that we'll be covering today. I hope you're all doing well. As always, we will do a roll call, so just drop in the chat where everybody is listening from, and we will start the show shortly. Something's happened on the 22nd. This is a number that's on the Microsoft virus attack that happened. There was also another attack, I believe, that happened on the 22nd a few months ago. So today is the 26th of January 2025. 2 and 6 equals 8, giving us an 8-day, which is the number of money. Which is why today you might have found a little bit of change down the back of the sofa or even in your back pocket, because strangely enough, I know that I did. So shout out to a few of the regulars that are with us. That's Audio Oracle, aka Zombieland Variants. Go and check his channel out on Gematria. Wiz is with us. We'll give it a couple of more minutes and then we will get straight on into the show. So as you might have been observing throughout the news with Donald Trump's inauguration and events surrounding that, we covered a bit of that back in the last stream. Obviously, there's been developments with Elon Musk. We're going to look into Elon Musk. There's something I found out about Elon Musk the other day, which actually surprised me. I knew that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are going to have a falling out of some sort this year. What it's over, I'm not too sure. If it goes by Elon Musk's behaviour, I can only imagine it's going to be that. So, with that being said, let's start the show. So we will start with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is born on the 28th. He's one of the richest men in the world. 28 is the number of business, wealth and success, which is why Bill Gates is also born on the 28th. Elon's actually born on the 28th of June, 1971. And the reason that his year 1971 is so important is because we are about to come into the year of the snake on the 29th of January 2025, which we will then change over from, the year of the dragon into the year of the snake, So we will change over on the 29th of January to the year of the snake from the year of the dragon that we are still currently in. So Donald Trump's only got 3 days left of his enemy year, as he's born under the dog energy year, which is the enemy sign of the dragon. So he's only got 3 days left. Unfortunately for Elon Musk, he's born in year of the pig, which is the opposite sign to the snake, which is what we're about to go into on the 29th of January 2025. So it's not going to be Elon Musk's year this year, unfortunately, but he's probably quite fully aware of all this and knows this already. We'll delve into Elon Musk and his ties with Donald Trump. And he might be just trying to hang on and cling on to Donald Trump as some sort of savior because he knows what's coming this year. So everyone will be familiar with Elon Musk. We'll also talk about SpaceX a bit later on. So a few people asked a few questions with regards to the inauguration, and then there was the rally that Donald Trump had, which is where Elon Musk has been famously posted his famous salute, so to speak, so far. People asked the question why people were wearing long yellow scarves. There was also blue billboards in the background with the white American stars on. And the reason being is yellow and blue, or gold and blue, are the colours of the Freemason flag. So that will be the reason for the colour of the scarves were gold, and the reason for the backdrop of the billboards was blue, because it is gold on blue. We'll also talk a bit about the golden age and what Elon Musk and Donald Trump mean by the golden age and what it refers to. So Elon Musk, born 28th of June 1971, year of the pig, which means he's going to be facing a lot of challenges and battles this year. He's not even got into his enemy sign yet, and he's already getting a roasting by the media. So moving on to the Roman salute. People think this is to do with the famous man with the side parting and moustache back in Germany in the early 1930s into 1945. He also adapted this salute because they're all kind of tied in together. Elon Musk is born South African from Jewish descent family. And strangely enough, not many people will know this, but the man with the side parting with the moustache was actually also half Jewish. And not many people will know that fact, but there you go. So, the Roman salute, it's not a salute is in the sense of what you would think it would be, and it's certainly not in paying homage to the man with the side parting and moustache. He actually adapted it the same as they did with their logo, which is actually the sign, I believe, in Indian culture, or it might even be Chinese. It's actually the symbol for eternity, which is why the man with the moustache and the side parting adapted it and took it on and put it onto his flags. So he didn't actually create it at all, he actually took it on. But all these logos and symbols actually existed beforehand. Reason being for this is this is worship to Saturn. Now, if you look in history books or any kind of media, we know that it's called his story, not the actual history, which is why they tell you the angle of Saturn is 26.73, I believe. But in real fact, it's actually 23 degrees. Which would explain why Jimmy Savile, when he was placed in his coffin, the disgraced BBC Childs presenter, who had many crimes covered, should we say, had a seafront apartment or flat, as you'd like to call it. He was actually placed in his coffin there for a period of time, and it was angled at a certain degree, facing towards the sea and the beach. Now, most of you might presume or come to the conclusion that this would be 33 degrees, when in fact it was actually 23. So there's just another clear indication that Saturn is actually positioned at 23 degrees, not 26.73 like you're told. But this is the same as another secret and history lie, should we say. I'll just go off topic completely before I come back to what I'm saying, just with regards to how they teach you things in history and how not everything that you're told is as it seems as you grow older. So an example of this is dinosaurs. They've never actually found a whole complete set of bones of dinosaurs, believe it or not. Yet you can go to any museum in the world and they have a complete one there for you to see in every museum. But they've never found a complete set of bones. So there's just an interesting fact for you. So going back to sun worship, the original day of rest was actually Saturday, which is named after Saturn. And the first working day of the week was actually Sunday. People used to go and actually worship on Saturday, and then they changed this to the pagan holiday, which is on Sunday. And it was called working. It was called the working week began because working made you tired and it made you weak, which is why you've got a break called the weekend. So moving on a bit further with regards to Elon Musk and his salute, we'll take a look at how it matches in with Rome and the history of Rome, and how the saying goes that everything leads back to Rome. Just a quick fact for you before we move further. Julius Caesar, many of you will believe or be told that he was actually a white man, when in fact he wasn't. He was actually a black man. I will come back to that after we look at some information with regards to Rome and why Rome is so important to these people.
These 2,300 years, Rome has dominated Europe. First of all, obviously, under the Caesars of Rome. And when the Caesars of Rome fell at about the 5th century AD, a new power rose in Rome called the Vatican. Well, the Vatican simply took over the position of Caesar of Rome. And so today, the papacy or the Pope is still basically Caesar in Rome. And this is why all of the nations of Europe all come to bow down to the Pope in Rome, because he is, in point of fact, Caesar. His official title is Pontifex Maximus, and that was a term that was given to Caesar of Rome. So the point I'm making here is that for 3,200 years, Rome has dominated Europe. And for 3,200 years, Europe has dominated the world. Therefore, there is the old saying that all roads lead to Rome.
So, what is the relationship between Rome and Saturn? Where it talks about Saturn ruling the kind of age which is known as the Golden Age, which is supposed to bring in peace and wealth and prosperity. It goes back to Greek times, like most of them do, which have followed on from Egyptian times. So this all just correlates and goes back to Saturn and sun worship, which is what they all worship, and why things are done on certain times and days. Going back to someone's comment in the comment section in chat, there's Wiz. Wiz has said with regards to Elon Musk selling Twitter this year, if he does, it's going to be for a very, very cheap price. I've got a funny feeling it's going to go very, very sour before he even gets that chance, which is why I would say, although I'm not advising you to do this, but I'm just saying as an observational point, as proof and evidence of how things are going to fall into place, is Elon Musk owns and runs Tesla. Tesla stock are going to crash, the same as Dogecoin, his cryptocurrency, is going to crash. He's been made the Department of Governmental Efficiency, which stands for Doge's coin, by Donald Trump. It seems to be that Elon Musk is getting a little bit too close to Donald Trump, and I believe he's starting to actually get on his nerves. So going back to Rome quickly, like I said, it goes back to Julius Caesar times. We know that Julius Caesar, there was a high possibility and chance that he was a black person because one of his hair. Another indication with regards to the people in Egypt were not actually Egyptians as you were told, but actually black people, is because all the statues you will find all the noses are chiseled or broken off to hide this fact. So when you sit there and you think that this is corrosion, you can be further from the truth. There's statues that are actually inside head statues as well, and they also have the noses broken on them. So it's not corrosion and weather wear, because otherwise there would be other parts of the statue that had worn. So this is just how they hide and cover things up and then tell you a totally different story that doesn't match up. Also, another secret and a bit of hidden knowledge for you is America is actually the real Africa. So as much as the name America comes from Americanos, it's actually the real Africa, which is where you've got Africa and America, which is why you will also find the pathway to Egypt lays in the Grand Canyon. And there's also multiple pyramids in America. You'll probably find there's 10 times more than what there are in Egypt that they tell you about, but nobody seems to go and visit the pyramids in America because they don't know about them. So we will take a look a bit more at symbolism and numbers around us. We'll move on a bit more with regards to Donald Trump and finish off this subject first. So the ancient golden age was to do with Saturn and the ancient Romans. We'll move on next to the Asda attack. Just to make you aware that the Elon Musk incident, the Asda attack, and the update and appearance of Axel Rudabakana all happened on the 23rd. Just to point out and do a rundown of the numbers again, the numbers you will see frequently in news articles and reports are the following numbers: the number 3, the number 6, the number 9, the number 11, the number 13, the number 19, the number 22, the number 23, and finally the number 33. So we already have our first number, which is 23. So being a day of 23, 2 and 3 equal together equals 5. It gives us the number of travel. 5 is the number of travel. It's also associated with people who enjoy travel. So the third letter of the, the fifth letter of the alphabet is E. So people who like to travel like to explore. So anything with regards to the letter E, also the traits of that relate to travel.
If Trump does 10, 15, 20% of what he says he's going to do, the person on the planet that's going to be most affected is Elon Musk. Because if they put on tariffs from China, his biggest source of revenue. Nobody has more to lose when Tesla stock goes down because he's by far the biggest shareholder. His net worth will go down by the tens of billions. Trump knows that. We will see if his relationship with Elon is real. Off the record, his play is that without being vetted properly, he can be like co-president. Because the reason why he wants to go to Mars is mostly lithium, and he has no lithium to build his battery. If he used all on the planet, it's not even 10% of the lithium needed.
You think he's that commercial?
He formulated a methodology that gets them to all row in the same direction for the benefit of Elon.
So on the 23rd, at the time in the UK, it was 10:20 a.m. So we have 10 and 20. So we drop the zeros. So we add the 1 to the 2. That gives us the number 3. 3 stands for also criminal. It's the criminal number, which is why you will find the number 3 in news articles surrounding crime, attacks, and people losing their life. So there was the attack at Asda. We were also told that it wasn't at Asda, it was actually at Argos. And this is where the numbers really come into play. So it happened on the 23rd. 2 and 3 equals 5. 5 is the number of travel. You will also find that the people that got hurt in that incident was also 5. Now, attack is the first letter being A. Asda also begins with A, so does Argos. The incident happened in Beddingham. B, the second letter being B. So there's your, that also correlates to the number 2. So the second letter of the alphabet is B. So there's your 2, Beddingham. And it also happened in the city of Croydon. Croydon begins with C. That's the third letter. So there's your 2 and your 3. Strange how this all works, isn't it? So then we move on to this despicable human being, if you'd like to call him that. I'm sure there's plenty of other names that we'd like to call him, but unfortunately we can't say them on the internet. So this was also on the 23rd. Like I've said, 2 and 3 equals 5, the number of travel. And didn't Axel Rudabakana travel to court to be sentenced that day, strangely enough?
January 25th, 2025 is a date humanity will never forget. On this night, all 7 planets of our solar system will align and be visible in the sky. On January 25th, one of the rarest astronomical events is going to happen in the sky, and it is going to be visible for almost every part of the world. A very rare astronomical event called Parade of Planet is going to happen, where at least 6 planets of the solar system named Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus are going to be visible from Earth, but around the world it will be visible on different timings. Here is the location and their timings. Save this. You will have the best chance to spot this view right after the sunset. So make sure you know your local sunset timing. To see Uranus and Neptune, you will need a telescope. But for other 4 planets, you can see them with your eyes. It is going to be very beautiful and memorable for everyone who witnesses it. We will remind you once again on 25th January morning.
I don't think he likes my video very much. It doesn't matter. If I can carry on a bit from here anyway. There's only one more video that I wanted to show you after this, and it's not linked to this video anyway. It's separate, so that will work fine. So we come to the 25th of January. In numerology, 2 plus 5 equals 7, the number of the genius. As just mentioned in the video, it said that there would be 6 planets, including Earth, so that 7 planets would align on the 25th, strangely enough. Elon Musk also released a rocket the other week that failed, like the rest of the rockets that will do, because no one can get past the firmament. That rocket is called SpaceX 7. So, although it didn't happen on the day of the 25th, it just shows you that the number 7 with regards to events and stuff are still done with regards to the letter G and the genius. It's also to do with space and SpaceX. So to finish off with the stream, we will go back to Donald Trump. In the previous live stream, I don't know if you saw, but we took a look at Donald Trump's granddad. He was MIT and went to the apartment of Nikola Tesla, who'd sadly passed away, and his patents were all still there. So there was an inkling and a suggestion with regards to Nikola Tesla's patents, and that he'd actually broken the key code and the matrix system with regards to time travel and frequency. which is why I showed you the company names with 666 in previously earlier. So we'll take a look at the video and see what it tells us about Donald Trump and the coincidences in history that have come to light in the present, should we say.
This is really scary. Is Donald Trump a time traveler? Let me explain. In 1893, a book titled Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey was published. Weird title, right? It might seem like a simple coincidence, but there's more. Donald Trump's son is also named Baron Trump. Now take a look at this book cover I'm showing you. Doesn't the boy in the illustration look a lot like Baron Trump? The story is about a boy who discovers a way to travel through time. And here's the strange part. His mentor's name is Don. Another coincidence. Or is it? The author of this book, Ingersoll Lockwood, also wrote another one in 1896 called The Last President. And this is where things get even weirder. This book tells the story of a very wealthy man who lives on Fifth Avenue in New York City. And what iconic building is located on Fifth Avenue? That's right, Trump Tower. In the book, this man becomes the President of the United States, even though no one believed he could. Then he starts building his government team, which includes someone named Leif Benz. Does that name sound familiar to you? But wait, there's more. In 1943, Nikola Tesla, the famous inventor, passed away. Tesla claimed to have discovered how to manipulate time, which could be interpreted as opening portals. After his death, the FBI confiscated all his notes. And guess who was called to analyze them? A professor from MIT named John Trump, who happens to be Donald Trump's grandfather. Coincidences or signs of something bigger? These details make you think, right? Is it pure chance or destiny?
So there's just a video to finish on to kind of let you go away and have a think of. With regards to time travel, also 666, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and with regards to the days that we've said of the 23rd and the 25th. Just as I go on and do these streams more and more, I learn myself as well as you guys. So it's actually quite nice to learn along with people. At the end of the day, I don't proclaim to know everything. I know very far from it. I just know a lot about a lot of things, but not everything about everything. So it's enjoyable to come along here and share the knowledge and information I have and enjoy the streams with you. So is there any questions anybody would like to ask in the chat before I start to wrap the stream up? Once again, I'd just like to say thank you very much for joining me again. I really appreciate you, your input and your conversations in the chat. Very much appreciated. So is there any information in the stream that I've said today that anybody would like to ask any questions about, or if there's anything that you're unsure about? So I will keep you updated and posted with regards to Elon Musk. If there's any further events that will be happening, chances are there's about an 85% to 90% chance there definitely will be. So yeah, it's interesting what you said with regards to him and X. I'm not too sure if he will sell it, to be honest with you. He might do. He might not have any other option. His only option might be to sell X, then to bail out Tesla. Yes, with regards to Donald Trump and time travel, it starts to make you wonder who passes the information to the Simpsons, doesn't it? But maybe that's for another stream. So on that note, thank you very much for joining me. It's been a pleasure to have you all here. I will see you next time on Wednesday at 8 PM GMT time. So I look forward to seeing you here at the same time too. Until then, take care of yourselves. Also, if you'd like to grab yourself a copy of Breaking the Matrix, Numerology Astrology, which will teach you and help you with other parts of numerology, astrology, and also cover many of the topics that I've already done in previous live streams. So there's 133 pages, I believe, in total of education in numerology, astrology. It will tell you about your own sign, your enemy signs, the numbers we talked about today. It will go into further breakdowns of master numbers 11, 22, and 33. It will also tell you who you work best with and who you won't. It will tell you when to put plans into action and when to lay low. So with that being said, thank you very much. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next stream, and I'm out of here.